What's up, everybody? Thanks again for joining me this week on the next episode of Why I Quit Plexus. And I know this is a crazy way to go about this topic, but these are reasons I have heard over the years on why people have discontinued using their product. For what it's worth, I want to explain why these are not valid reasons. So let's get on to today's topic. Now, this is the one I was saving from last week because it's kind of big. I'm gonna expound on it. So, I just don't even know if I want to continue taking Plexus. I just found out that the FDA does not approve these supplements. Shocker! The FDA doesn't approve any supplements, none of them at all. But they certainly want to have their fingers in there anyway, which is why you see these disclaimers. We don't claim to treat anything, diagnose anything, all those things. Supplements aren't regulated like drugs, and I'm very thankful for that. But if that is still a hang-up for you, let's go over a couple things that are approved by the FDA. So obviously the FDA does have its fingers in food, right? Food and Drug Administration. So the foods that we find on our grocery shelves are approved by this federal agency. However, let's go over a couple things that are very questionable and sketchy in nature that the FDA does approve of. The first one, partially hydrogenated oil. Now, these are basically liquid oils where something's added to it to make it solid. So think Crisco. And these oils actually create these dreaded trans fats that we hear about being so not beneficial for our health picture. In fact, they increase the probability of heart disease, and they are clearly the most harmful fats in our diet. So a couple sources that these are in. Look at all your baked goods that you get at the market. Chances are it's in there. And that even comes down to the cake mixes and the packaged things that you can make at home. How about refrigerated doughs, rolls, all those things? Any type of breaded foods you're getting in a restaurant, deep fried foods, those are these trans fats. But it's even hidden in things. So think of coffee creamers. Check the labels. Now, many companies are removing these oils from their products, but the FDA still has yet to ban them, even though they are banned in other countries. The second one, how about foods containing flame retardants? And no, I am not kidding. Brominated vegetable oil, BVO. Now, this BVO is commonly added to drinks, citrusy drinks. Think Mountain Dew, think Sunkist, think some Powerades or Gatorades. It's meant for that citrus flavor not to rise to the top and to stay in solution. And this BVO is also used by other companies to make their plastics flame retardant. Now, what this chemical does in our bodies, it leads to endocrine problems. So think reproductive problems and even more. And long-term exposure to this can cause some neurological problems. So think of simple things like even balance or coordination, or symptoms like headaches and even memory loss. Now, the FDA still has this approved in our country, although it is banned in other countries. The third thing, olein or olestra. Now, this one's an additive in many packaged foods that claim to be fat-free. It is a chemical and it is toxic, because it inhibits our body's ability to absorb vitamins. Our body doesn't know what to do with this. It doesn't know how to process it, so it can cause some pretty icky symptoms like diarrhea. And even for kids, it can cause some GI diseases. So think of fat-free potato chips or even frozen yogurts, because they're fat-free as well. Read your labels. And you know, the funny thing is, you're buying a fat-free product thinking you're gonna reduce those calories, but this chemical increases the appetite. You just can't make this stuff up. And the fourth thing, caramel coloring. So obviously we see this in soft drinks, beers, and even some packaged foods. And more studies are showing that there is a link between this and cancer in humans. And it just happens to be the most widely used coloring in the world, despite the risks that are there. Now this caramel coloring is actually made by heating a sugar compound, which is usually a dextrose corn syrup, and they heat it with ammonium compounds, whether acidic or alkali. Now again, some companies are trying to remove this additive from their products, but it's not banned, and that's the key. The FDA still approves it, and you're still gonna see this caramel coloring in foods. And the fifth and last thing I want to cover today, rbgh. Now this one stands for recombinant bovine growth hormone. And this hormone is given to cows to increase their milk production. However, according to the American Cancer Society, this also increases cancer risk in humans, as well as causing other infections in the cows. Now this hormone has been approved since 1993 in the United States and is widely used. So obviously this milk is used to make butter, to make ice cream, cheese, yogurt, many dairy foods where milk is a part of that. And currently this hormone is still approved in the United States, even though it's banned in Europe, Canada, and other countries. All right, so to wrap this up, FDA approval is not that important, do you think? And this is just in the food industry. I don't even want to get into the drug industry. So it's time to become a label reader. It is time to really understand what you are putting into your body. And with Plexus, we know what you're putting into your body. The ingredients are naturally sourced. They're plant-based. They are not synthetic. They don't have artificial colors, flavors, or any additives. There's no binders and fillers in them, and they are top shelf sourced. And if you want more information about that, check out this video, why I chose Plexus. All right, you guys, that is all I have this week. Thank you for hanging with me till the very end. And if you are new to this Plexus train and have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm gonna list in that description box my link. Get on there, nose around, ask me some questions. Curiosity will get you on this train every time. I'm also going to list in that description box some videos I've done in the past. So until next week, do your best, but let the products do the rest.